Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play the Dark mod. I think where we left off, we had been playing through all of the Dark mod missions I played through some 2 or 3 years ago. And we are now going to do the Chronicles of Skullduggery 3, Sacricide. I believe I had said I was going to get some practice at this mission. I remember it being rather difficult, as all of the missions in the Dark mod actually are. But that was 5 months ago, just under. I recorded the last video September 17th, 2022, and today is February 10th, 2023. I don't remember anything about this, and I didn't practice it at all. Or rather, maybe I did, but I don't remember practicing it. I remember a little bit about the mission. I remember killing rats, I think, at the very beginning of the game to get a little bit of money. And that's all kind of all I can remember. This is where our protagonist is going to kill someone. I believe it's a part of the quest. So, we'll go ahead and read about the mission. And then I think we're good. I think if I go here, yeah, wow, it's been a while. If I click on this, we can go to notes, and it will tell us about these Chronicles of Skullduggery 3. The third entry in the series takes the protagonist, Elias Thorne, to the city of Santa Letta in order to confront the Bishop Lotaeri Fonte, who put a bounty on his head. Similarly to the previous missions, exploration is strongly recommended. Most buildings are enterable, though not always. At ground level, the most enjoyment will likely be had from a leisurely and observant playstyle. Thanks go out to Springheel for interior modules and Peter Spy, Dr. JudyM81 at gmail.com for the modules in the Bishop's Palace. Additionally, I would like to thank my beta testers, Cambridge Spy, Mesla, Kingzalt, Amadeus, Manzadika Crow, Carry000, and Suave Steve, version 2. Alright, let's go ahead and start the mission. Things certainly took a turn for the interesting after my little escapades at the watch station. As I was going to drop off Miles' cash and blackmail, I was ambushed by the Raven. It turns out that the note the Rollins place was dead serious. Not only that, this guy is skilled. So skilled that I have to wonder if it was a warning shot. The arrow could have nailed my head to the wall if it went but a hair's breadth lower. As soon as I saw him, he was gone. I'm pretty good at staying unseen, but not only did he see me, he found the perfect perch for an ambush. The note mentioned that the Raven is blood-bound to some bishop in the town of Santa Letta. Eliminating him would be safer than trying to duel this Raven fellow, and besides, it's likely someone else would just take his place. Since Miles owes me a big favor, I had him arrange safe travels there for me. 2 days and many miles traveled, and a small box later, I've arrived. Next to my box was a letter from a local fence, one of Miles' contacts. Apparently, he can set me up with a new life here if I steal something from the local bank for him. Bridgeport can eat my breeches for all I care, so I'm inclined to take the bait. I can't forget why I came here, though. I will have to break into the Bishop's palace, locate him, and quietly take him out. Easier said than done, no doubt, especially since I had to pack lightly. Sounds like it's going to be a long night, and I have some big fish to fry. I better get cooking. Okay, so we're... I don't remember what difficulty I was playing at here. I think it was probably Adept. The only difference in difficulty for the Dark mod, as far as I'm aware, are the objectives which are here. I don't think the map changes based on difficulty. And as far as I can tell, the only quests that will be different is the number of people that we are allowed to kill. Now, normally, if this was the actual Thief game series, I wouldn't be killing anyone, because we're a thief, not a murderer. But our protagonist here is a murderer, and he will kill the bishop. It's our objective in this mission. There is no way around it, as far as I'm aware. You will kill him if you want to complete this mission. And we've seen that I'm willing to kill other people, as we defended ourselves, kind of, from being detected in one of the missions we had done earlier. I'm going to play this on Rookie. It's mostly because of the loot requirement, to be perfectly honest though, everyone. I don't like being forced to find so much loot in these games, especially when, quite often, I don't want to steal loot from everyone that I see. Well, yeah, we're gonna go Rookie. I don't really want to. Fine. No, we'll do Adept. I feel too weird playing on a lower difficulty than this since I played hard on the normal Thief. Alright, so we're only allowed to kill the bishop. We're not allowed to kill anyone else. I think we had a rule in place where I'm only also allowed to knock out 3 people. It looks like on Master difficulty, there's actually a rule that I'm not allowed to knock out more than 4. So maybe we'll carry that over to this as well, but I'm not going to promise about that. It's hard enough, by the way, on the difficulty we're playing this game at, to get through it without knocking out people, let alone trying to knock them out, is also very, very difficult. So we'll see. But I won't knock out the entire town. I find that too boring to watch, let alone play. And I think you guys would find it too boring to watch too. Our objectives is that we have to find Bishop Lotaeri. Lotaeri. And then end his life to save our own. In order to fund your new life, Niccolo needs you to break into the bank and steal the records of the Calciano Brothers Company. Starting a new life quickly gets expensive. Find an amazing amount of loot, 4,500 for those needs. A talented thief only kills his target. No, a talented thief doesn't kill anybody. A talented thief makes a point and goes away, or finds some other way to make it look like an accident. Although, well, if you make it look like an accident, you're still killing him, right? Though, we'll be killing him, I think, directly with an arrow to his head. No other people should die by your hand. No one should die by your hand. When you are finished with the town for the night, escape through the gate in the northwest of the sewer system. Oh man, these take a long time to load. Alright, here we are, everyone. Let's start. And immediately quick save. Alright, and we're off. Wow. Everyone, it's been a while, so I'm gonna have to remember the controls. I do remember a little bit about this mission, including this first starting area here, which looks like it's out of the way. But we don't really know what to do here. Dead rat storage. Well, lots of rats, but we're not being paid to kill them. One excellent vintage there. Okay, let's note him. Shift is run. There are secrets strewn about, if I recall correctly. So we should keep our eye open for some of these. Sounds like someone heard us jump briefly. Seven arrows. Not that we really have a need to use them. Wouldn't mind seeing what that book is that's here, but that requires mantling. Oh, it's nothing. Okay, we can't read that book. We'll want to read the notices on that board. But remember that time isn't paused in the dark mod while you're reading. Hopefully we won't be seen while doing so. I think the guard here will walk into this little area that we're crouched in, but sit on that stairs. My basement has recently fallen under the control of monsters most foul. I dare not set foot down there anymore unless some brave adventurer come and free me from their horrid grasp. I speak naturally of rats, 5 of them to be exact. I wish that you take the arrows in the basement and pierce the foul vermin with them. Then you should collect their corpses in the trash bin down there. Do this, and you will forever have my gratitude. You will also find a purse with 25 gold coins by my doorstep as your well-earned payment. I recently fell behind slightly on paying my taxes to the town council, and they wasted no time retaliating against me with overwhelming force. Suddenly, there were mercenaries knocking on my door who barged in and emptied my house of valuables. Most of the things they took are already probably pawned off, but there is one item that is very important to me, but not of any particular monetary value. A bust of my grandfather. I want you to break into the town council and retrieve it for me. It's probably in their safe room. Loot collection, more like. When you have it, leave it here by the board, and I will leave payment of 50 gold in a broken box by the west end of the tunnel. Carlo. We should leave that open in case we have to jump down there for some reason.
That sound.
Okay, so we're supposed to kill the rats. I do not think we are allowed to actually hack them, but let's give it a try really quick. Yeah, we're not. So we can only harm these with our broadheads. That one's being a bit, freaky, I see. Shaking its head like that. And that one's doing a little death dance. Oh, now they're all doing death dances. Come here, you. I need you to stop that. Okay, there. Okay, we'll pretend that you stopped. Let's get your friend. Oh, we might not actually be able to. Okay, it's Physics work a little differently in this city than they have in the past. Okay, let's see if this will qualify as all of them inside the bucket, or if we're not going to be able to complete it. Alright. Thankfully, we didn't waste any of our arrows either. Sounded as if someone came out of the building. Up over there, yes, and just went back into it again. I can understand why the gentleman, well, or lady, is afraid of the rats there. I think windows with knobs on them can be opened, which would include the window up there. Cosmo's fake letter. 22nd October. They're on my heels again, that stupid Lieutenant Barbalini and his cronies. This time they want me to pay them 150 gold and a barrel of wine to continue protecting my shop. This is quickly becoming a costly nightmare. If I don't pay, these thugs are going to trash my shop in the night, and if I do pay them instead of the bank, they will foreclose on me, and I'm done for either way. If only the bishop or the town council cared enough about us little people, the hard workers and honest tradesmen. October 24th. I think I have it. It's a dangerous long shot, but the alternative is Boccaricio's poorhouse. Or, son, that's not right. Boccacio's poorhouse? I am determined to not end up there. I have forged a letter from Bishop Fonte to the commander Cavalcanti over at the mercenary house. I think that he will read it, and the bishop will be none the wiser. There's a catch, of course. I have to break into the mercenaries and deliver the letter to the commander's desk while remaining unseen. If I get caught in there, ending up in the poorhouse would be best I could hope for. Maybe that sneaky fellow Guido could help me out. Anyway, I will leave the letter here for now while I decide what to do. Unfortunately, we're going to put you more in the poorhouse because we need 4,500 worth of loot. I don't know where we get it from, so we have to loot everyone of all their things. Doesn't sound like we get paid for this job. Well, I feel bad for this guy. We're going to kill the bishop, and I don't think a forgery from the bishop, probably threatening him, the mercenary leader, or telling him to stop, I don't think it's going to hold any weight after we do so. So it pains me to say it, but that's just clutter in my inventory, and it can stay there.
I knew it.
I think he's sitting on the stairs. But we need to get into the shadow. And he was. We didn't even check to see what supplies we have, so we should probably look to do that. I think we're going to go back into this, well, not back into, but we're going to venture into the sewer system and get off the street here. Okay, so this is where we have to go when we're ready to leave, or rather when our objectives are completed. We have 3 water arrows, 2 moss arrows, no fire, 1 noisemaker. I don't think we have any rope arrows, and 6 broadheads remaining. Once again, if this is a sewer, it's an extraordinarily clean sewer. Okay, so there's a door down here. Probably leads to some sort of supply. Supply room. So let's go ahead and check it. We could use all the supplies we can get our hands on. Electrical power, probably for the lights in this area of the city. A workbench, coal, coal powered or fueled by such. A flash bomb, and a little bit more money. We can't go through that door. And there's no switches or levers here. There's a note on his table that I don't think I can read. I'm assuming he's just sleeping as well, as opposed to actually having perished down here. Let's unlock the doors down here, and then we can leave this key back with him again. Oh, okay. Oh, looks like there was just one door then, I'm guessing. We'll try to open the exit door, though I don't... Didn't look like we needed it. I like the small sounds in this place. It is used here. So that leads us out, I think. Now, I love the drop. I don't think you can drop keys in the dark mod. Well, let's try really quick. Am I allowed to? We can! Okay, maybe that was fixed. I don't remember being able to drop keys in the past, or when I did so, they would suddenly become unnamed. Okay. So if we came from this way, perhaps in this direction. Actually, do we have a map? We do have well, we have a letter from Niccolo, the gentleman who has agreed to help us in return for getting the information from the bank. We should read this, though. How do I read this? Hello, Elias. I'm so glad you're finally here in the heartland of the Empire. Miles says you did him a great favor, and he asked that I take you under my wing, at least while you get settled in your new environment. However, these sort of arrangements are not easy, as there are many palms that will need to be greased. That's why I will need you to break into the Banco di Fionzi and do some corporate espionage for a client. You're going to be looking for financial records of a business called Calciano Brothers and bring them to me. As for your personal predicament, I can't help you directly, but I would give a thief named Guido a visit on the northeast side of town. Look for a window at the bottom of some stairs. Okay, 2 flash bombs as well so far. Normally I would feel compelled to kill the rats down here, but we're going to need the arrows for the bishop. Oh, we may still have needed the key. Okay, or not. Porta potty of some sort. So this is the sewer system then. Very rich looking bathroom. I think he was wearing a helmet, which will prevent us from knocking him out. I can't remember. It's a key on his belt. I'm guessing that he came through this door earlier, walked there, and sat. Unfortunately, I don't remember any of the guards' patrols, so we'll want to stay here for a little bit and watch for him again. What are my other controls? Oh, I have a lean forward in the game. Okay. What's my lantern set to? I don't remember. Okay. I apologize for the waiting, everyone. I guess I could cut it. Sure, I'll cut it. I'll be back when he's walked through this door. Waiting around everyone is not having the desired result.
He should be aware his slanderous tongue.
There must be a clock up here. Right, we saw one actually at what I'm guessing was the back entrance for the building we are in. Feels like this is the bank. Hello. Technical manual. I'm not allowed to read this? I'm not. I don't know why I would want this then. Maybe there's someone who wants to look into the inner workings of the clock, though. This would be a pain to double back and get. But you know what? I have no reason to take it. Okay, I'm not allowed to put it back in there. The key is titled Bank Top Floor Key. A financial inquiry into Nincio Calvane, prospective loan taker at Banco di Forense. The aforementioned man came to us on the 30th of September and met with consultant Gasparo Di Calco. His reasons for taking the loan is to start a business selling writing supplies and books. The property in question is situated on the east end of Via Belladonna. Mr. Calvane has a good personal financial record. No demerits are reported from the city council. Our initial viability study shows that the business would be highly profitable, and the loan could potentially be repaid in 3 years or less. From the bank's perspective, there is very little profit likely to be accrued over the time the loan will run. Therefore, I suggest we decline Mr. Calvane's application. Well, technically they're not a charity. Though I would hope that if anyone would apply for a loan, and they would qualify, the bank would still provide them the loan. Hey, the Kochani Brothers records.
Now that's supposed to be lit.
Oh, we're dead. That's a different guard, I think, than the one we saw staring down the staircase at us. Interesting. Thank goodness there's enough shadow here to hide in. I can't stand up, or we're going to risk being detected. I wonder how he got into the room without a key. We did lock the door behind us when we entered to prevent this exact thing from happening. And he does not have a key on his belt. Wow. We could not have hoped for better guard movement. Riccardo Bazzari's journal. 20th October. I just can't deal with this spoiled brat, Lucrezia de Forenzi. Giovanni has tasked me with tutoring her in the art, but she is a basket case. A cow could be more easily taught to do accounting than she is. This is a shining example of why nepotism is so destructive. Oh, and she just had to have purple drapes, unlike the green ones the rest of us have. Of course, her oafish father indulges her every whim, and she can do no wrong in his mind. Some of the others have taken to calling her La Vacca di Forenzi behind her back. But I know that if she or her father hears it, you'll be out on the street the same day. I'm laughing eternally, though. I can't stop picturing an udder in place of her bosom now. It might be easier to move around the bank there if we can knock out one of the guards. I think we can knock out the one who walks in here, as long as we hit him in the back of his neck and not in the head. Romolo. Sorry about this, sir. We'll be taking that key of yours as well, if you don't mind. Bank bottom floor key. We'll leave the top one here. I'm guessing that's the guard who leaves as well. And by leaves, I mean walks outside briefly. Oh, that's the records. We don't want that. Where's the other note we just picked up? Current owners of service deposit boxes. 1 unoccupied. 2 Mayor Umberto Foscari. 3 unoccupied. 4 Bishop Gualtieri Fonte. 5 through 7 is unoccupied, and 8 is Commander Ludovico Cavalcanti. If we can somehow get into the fourth box, that might prove useful. Nothing in the wastebasket there. Feels like there should be something hidden here. Oh, but there's no secret notifications. At least that doesn't qualify as one. La Gazzetta Sant'Aleta. New law could segregate residential districts in Sant'Aleta. Officials at the city council confirmed that Mayor Foscari is currently contemplating a law proposal from certain interest groups in the city which would severely limit the range of living arrangements available to the Moorish exclave. The law, should it be passed, will demand Moorish citizens to only dwell within the northeastern district of the Belladonna, and will put restrictions on their daytime activities within the fortifications. Local citizen Lady Isabella de Acora commented on the situation, saying, "I think it's a great idea. These Moors are not contributing to our society at all. They bring crime and violence, and I assume some are good people. Let them keep that to themselves in their own district." Bagger mysteriously drops dead. Late Thursday evening, Mr. Cristofano Acatato, executive officer of the Bank of Ponte Donci, was seen by witnesses walking home from the pub in Ponte Donci. In the small hours of the morning, he was found dead, with no discernible cause, in an alleyway near his apartment. Mr. Accato was involved in a legal dispute with the Banco dei Forense here in Sant'Aleta. Sorry, Ottavio, but that was too good of an opportunity. And I'm a little worried that you will take up the patrol of your knocked out friend and find him. Oh, interesting. This key doesn't open that door. I'm assuming this is the same key, though, on the gem we just knocked out. Another bottom key. It is. Okay, so we don't need this one. I was going to lock that door. We should not do that in case I have to go running through these places. Lucrezia de Forenzi, consultant. This is the new girl. Is this her? Okay. I like her hair. Nothing behind the pedestal. Nothing underneath the sofa. Oh my goodness, her handwriting is awful. 19th October. I just don't know what to think of this position I have taken at the family bank. As father's only child, I suppose it is my duty to take up the banner and follow in his footsteps, though I would rather make a name for myself through my art and spend my time cohorting with the fabulously wealthy than be some glorified bean counter for the Philistine clientele of this bank. I know it's profitable, but the scent of commoners lingers within these walls. That annoying Ricardo tries to teach me numbers, but I have no interest in them. Besides, he is a peasant in lord's clothing. Disgusting. At least I was able to make this office a little bit more cultured and proper. I will have to hang on to that, I suppose. When father steps down from management, I will no longer have to deal with the ignoble customers or annoying co-workers, and I can finally make this place this place worthy of my presence. Whew. I've always wondered why people write such drivel in the books. I remember the writing in this particular mission to be rather cartoonishly evil, if I'm going to be quite honest. Sometimes it's good to have a foe who has no other desire in the world but to be the bad guy. But I do find it a bit unrealistic. We could probably leave the other gentleman's journal here, but I don't see why I would want to get him fired. Though it sounds like, well, actually no, it doesn't. No, she'll just be promoted when her father dies, or she'll take over the bank. 100 jewels. It sounds like, though, she is a very poor fit for the bank. I don't necessarily, I shouldn't get into this, but I'll risk this. I don't actually have a problem with nepotism, as long as the person is able to perform the tasks well. I know I've gotten a friend or two of mine hired in computer programming jobs where my recommendation was considered and accepted, and they did extremely well. I was very proud to have made such a recommendation, but they otherwise might not have had an interview without me. Welcome to Banco di Firenze. Patrons are asked to present their inquiries at the front desk to the right. Premium patrons are allowed access to their deposit boxes in the secure storage room unattended. Your deposit key opens the door to the room. Let us know if you need to use the restroom during your visit, and we will take you there. Don't hesitate to let our staff know if there's anything else we can do for you, or if you have opinions about your visit today. Sounds like we might be coming back here, then, if we get the key from the bishop after we kill him. Now these two are in a very good position. I do mean that in every sense of the way there. Reminds me a bit of Men at Work. We didn't explore everything upstairs, but the two guards up there make me nervous of trying to do so. And we got the brothers' records that we need. I guess we'll go back into the sewer system. It's probably safer than walking outside the bank, since I don't know where the other guard's going to be. Okay. Let's see if there's any... Oh, I can see one up ahead. I'm guessing these tunnels bring us up into various other buildings, all leading to the potty, as it were. Actually, that's not true. No, that's not true at all, Tim. You entered here through a manhole cover. Is that a cup? That's not worth anything. I can't read the Bridgeport review. Oh, I see a goblet all the way down there. And so far, we're looking pretty good. We haven't been detected. We knocked out 2 people. We'll try to limit it to only 2 more, as opposed to knocking out like another 8 folks. And we're at 670 wealth so far. Tile floor. Spacious bathroom, not as luxurious as the last one. Oh, this might be the cathedral.
Remember thy works will redeem thee.
That almost sounded like a prayer of some sort. What? Really quick, just to make sure, my difficulty is set, right? To higher? Challenging. Alright, it's challenging. Oh, that's a bit annoying. We have to go out the way he came in. Timing's off. I like the electric lights they have in here. And the gears around the hammer. This sect of the hammers is a little more advanced than the hammers we're used to from the city. Oh, that's good to know.
Lay hold of thy tool, suitably arm thyself with vigilance, that those who ruin may have no hold upon you.
Thankfully, he decided to say a prayer right then, or I would have walked around that corner. The other hammer is approaching this door. I would like to take a peek in there. One second, everyone. I really want to make a save here, because I remember really, really liking the music in this place. Oh wow, yeah, look at this. The last day I played it. September 17th, 2022. Acquired history of the Puglian War. On the Puglian Wars, the warlord Hasdrubal, son of the king of the Moors, arrived on our shores in the spring of 1509 with roughly 10,000 foot soldiers, 800 cavalry, and 50 war elephants. His goal was simple: lay siege to the capital and force a surrender of the empire to the will of the king of the Moors. What he was met with was the unwavering fortitude of the builder, an army of similar magnitude, minus elephants, under the command of the legendary Legate Quintus Augustus. The war was a long-fought one, with battles taking place in many places along the mid and south parts of the peninsula over the course of several years. After Hasdrubal ravaged the countryside and defeated some less experienced capital commanders, calls from the Senate became louder and louder for the expulsion of his army from the land. The superior fleet of the Empire had fairly early routed the Moorish fleet, effectively cutting off Hasdrubal's option to retreat. Finally, on a chilly winter's morning in 1513, when he had been pushed all the way out to the Puglia,
Perhaps I shall see him at evening vespers.
Hasdrubal made his final stand. He still had the upper hand with his war elephants, but he knew this battle would cost him dearly. What he didn't know, however, was that Quintus Augustus had a secret weapon: instruments. As the battle was about to take place, a row of trumpeters took the front line in Quintus's army and blasted off at the top of their lungs. This scared the elephants so intensely that they broke formation and fled in the opposite direction, effectively trampling several cohorts of Hasdrubal's men to death and breaking away from battle. In the ensuing chaos, Quintus was easily able to break the unorganized line of soldiers and quickly surround the Moors, cutting down every last one mercilessly. So broken was the back of the Moorish military that they have to this day not recovered either the will or the manpower to invade the Empire again. That's interesting. This bookshelf has something here on it. The others do not. I don't think think that's some sort of support either, or if it is, it's for something secret. And this is when we should actually look at this. Ah, a little light behind it. There must be a way back there. Oh, there are secrets, but the wine bottle we found earlier didn't qualify. Wow, that was well hidden, too. I can see the light behind that. There must be a way to open it, but maybe it doesn't happen from this room. Maybe it's in that room. But we've taken a bit of time now. I'm a little nervous the guard will walk back in. We'll keep searching the books, although I don't think it would be book triggered. Okay, none of these bookshelves looks like they open it. Or at least the ones on this wall. Okay, let's read about the history of Santa Letta, and then we'll go through that door, and maybe there's a way to open this one from the other room. I don't... that may be it right there. That weird book. We should wait here, though, until that guard enters and leaves again. Let's keep reading. Letta Ziani was a young maiden and an indentured court servant to the Duke of Piombino. He was known... Oh, the Duke now we're talking about. The Duke was known as a corrupt and morally bankrupt man who had no love for the teachings of the master builder. Letta stood up to his foul behavior through voicing her opinion and cited the builder's scripture. The details of her disagreement and which part of the scripture she cited is not known, but this perceived insolence incurred a mighty rage in the Duke, and he ordered Letta's tongue removed. This set in motion a series of events that cost the Duke his life and his family's claim to the lands. The church was given control of the city, and Letta spent the remaining years of her life in a nunnery doing wonderful deeds of healing the sick. After her death, she was recognized as a saint, and her hometown was renamed in her honor. Her remains were interred in the old catacombs in the city with a small fortune in gold and jewels. Supposedly, the burial place is highly secure. That would hint that there's a catacombs here somewhere in Santa Letta, which we might be able to plunder. That would be also quite an achievement. Well, no, that's the wrong way to describe it. I didn't think women were allowed to be servants of the builder. There was no nunnery because there were no members of the faith that would be, well, builders. I think the mechanists allowed for such. No, you're just a fancy-looking book, but you're not the book I need or want. Nothing here is it either. The catacombs. But I want that opened. I don't want to use an arrow in order to put out the fireplace to check. What's it called? The flue? So I don't want to do that. I don't see any other book that we could interact with here. Okay, let's check then. This. Or not. You know what? We're not. We're instead going to wait for the guard to walk back in here. Or maybe we won't. Oh. Right, I locked the doors. The guard no longer has a key, but he can still open doors.
I did hear something.
A note for Federgio. Brother Federgio, loose trollops doth often approach me in these streets too. 'Tis not of the builder's grace to physically chastise a woman in public, lest she be convicted of heresy or other crime. Allow me instead to answer thy quandary in prose. When thou wander down these streets, builder's work and strength in mind, will thou a loose woman find? Tell of how her body she mistreats. When she respondeth with a yawn, thou must say unto her, "Thought be gone." For all my early complaints about some of the writing in this episode, that makes up for it entirely. Oh, there's an open passage down there. Someone must have walked up through that we heard. I'm going to do a bad thing and make the assumption that we have some time. Forgive me, brothers. I would normally not want to steal from you. Brother Adamo's notes. I'm gonna want to be someplace, like, not right there when I read this. Oh no! 1 second, everyone. Alright, sorry about that. Alt tab by accident. Patrol duty is finally over, and I now have time to write down my thoughts. My head has been awash with questions this eve. Firstly, how did the bishop walk into the library? And when I followed him in there, nary a minute later he was gone. Did he jump off the balcony? Surely not. That is the only other exit, so I'm quite vexed by it. Secondly, is the bishop not supposed to be our paragon of virtue, the one we look for inspiration on how best to serve the builder? I am certain I have seen this Lady Gianta down at the end of Via Belladonna tempting men to her chambers. I dare not speak a word of this to anyone, though. I don't know if she is fooling the bishop into something or he is actively seeking out her services, but I tend to think the latter more likely. Everyone, it feels like we've been playing for about an hour, so I'm guessing we should probably stop here. No keys on that gentleman's belt. That's not the same guard Oh, no, it's not the same guard who leaves through that door. And I think that leads back down to where we first entered. So that's also not the way we want to go. But I know the moment I walk through this door, the moment I approach it, the guard's going to open it.
Hey! Aha! Now I've got you!
Sounds like one of them woke up. But it sounds like he's probably pinned between the beds. This must be the bishop's chambers. Hopefully no one else is allowed in here, but we're going to stop here. So thank you all for watching, and we'll continue this one in the next episode. Take care, everyone.